Hello everybody, and by everybody I mean my very first watchers. This is my first YouTube video of all time. So today I want to talk about Halloween this year and why I think it's different than other years. What in particular about 2025 Halloween is telling me that it might be a recession indicator. A quick disclaimer, I absolutely love Halloween. I'm going to be looking at a few TikToks. By no means do I want to hate on those people. Do not go to their channel and leave a mean comment. And if you are new here, which I know you are, I'm going to do a lot of videos on overconsumption, social issues, environmentalism. So if you're interested in any of that, please subscribe. So the three things I want to take a look at are number one, the increased consumption. And I want to show some examples, maybe why I think this is happening and the outcome on shoppers. And then finally, some ways to celebrate, get out of the loop without spending so much money and breaking your wallet. So the first thing is the increased overconsumption. So I've been noticing personally in my own life when I go on a walk or anywhere, people have a lot more decorations this year. Maybe it's just the area I'm from. I'm around New Jersey, Pennsylvania, but people are really going all out, which I'm a big fan of. But that said, it seems like maybe there was more consumption to get there. Maybe you bought more decorations, or there's just more overall hype, especially online. I'm seeing haul after haul, whether it's Shein or Home Goods and TJ Maxx. Here's how to have a Gilmore Girls fall. Here's how to make your room more cozy, but it always ends in spending more money. So I'm going to look at a few examples of that. All right, so these first two are shopping hauls. The first one is Home Goods, and the second one, unfortunately, is a Shein haul. So let's take a look at those. Before I say anything, I just want to look at the second video as well, because they're pretty similar. So you get the idea. The first thing I want to say about the TJ Maxx one is those items, a lot of them, they're cute, yes, but they look very cheaply made. You can even see with the pumpkin, I'll put a picture of it right here. It just looks like there's not going to be much longevity to these items. Why would you want to get something you can't use year after year and bring out? Or maybe if you have kids one day, pass that on to them, and then they can also have the excitement of bringing out these objects every year. And same goes for Shein. Obviously, we know the clothes are made of plastic. They're made for like the cheapest price possible. And oh my god, the tapping was getting me. That if you saw me laughing, it was why are we tapping on the boots? ASMR. Who knows? But the important thing here is I'm assuming the person who bought the fall haul for Shein, they already have clothes. And the person who bought all of the stuff from Home Goods or TJ Maxx already had decorations and they didn't need more. So that's the important thing here. We already own stuff for fall. Why are we getting more? I also forgot to mention this, but she proceeded to show 3 more bags in the same or similar shades of brown, and it was just completely excessive. You only really need 1 to 2 bags, and having this many in one singular haul is already kind of wild. And then imagine doing this multiple times a year. You have to keep up with the trends. You have to keep up with the different color schemes of each season. It's so tiring. So I came across this video after I'd already filmed, but I had to include it because holy shit, it just keeps going and going and going. And right, like when I think it would end, or there's one more jacket, there's one more bag, and it was just never ending. Like I swear my bank account would only allow for the boots, or not even that actually. Those boots were expensive. I'll get the price on the screen here. And she clearly has the means to do this, and I did like that she had some reasons as to why it was practical, aside from just it's so cute and I wanted it now. Like she's describing where she'd wear it, but even then, this is a lot. All right, let's take a look at the next 2 videos. So both of them I am in some ways a fan of, especially the first one. That porch is very cute. But then again, it's over the top and unrealistic for most people. The second video, you saw me rolling my eyes. I am not a fan of the plastic cups for coffee. If you're in your own house, why are you drinking out of a plastic cup? I get that it makes it feel like you're at a coffee shop, but why don't you just get a glass version of it that's the same shape? And anyway, unrelated, that's for another time. But both of those videos, along with the shopping ones that I showed, are very excessive, especially the coffee one. You have all of the different gadgets, you have even the little cups that she pours the milk out of, or the espresso shot thing. Like, there are 50 million cups and spoons. You really don't need all of it. So with all of that said, I want to break down what even is a recession indicator. So by definition, a recession indicator is an economic or cultural metric that suggests a potential economic downturn or a recession. So what does this mean? This could be straight up statistics, like the unemployment rate is increasing, or less luxury sales. Or it could even be changes in consumer habits, like people are buying more frozen foods, or they're getting less big ticket items. And this actually takes me into the next part, which I think is why is all of this happening? And Jordan Teresa, I absolutely love her videos. She talks about the lipstick effect, which is a theory that during times of economic recession, people will tend to buy littler things like a tube of lipstick as opposed to big ticket items like a house or a car. So statistics actually back this up. During the Great Recession, women between the ages of 19 and 40 had an increased consumption in cosmetic goods. So I think the same thing is happening now. And are we in the Great Recession again? Maybe, hopefully not. But these little things, maybe the home goods haul, the Shein haul, decorating your porch a little more over the top this year, I think that they're all indicators of the lipstick effect in action, because we can't afford cars. A lot of people in Gen Z even could only dream of getting a house. I think that all of this is a way to get back to that childhood nostalgia. Maybe it's a reprieve from all of the day-to-day struggles we're dealing with. Unemployment rates are an all-time high. Aparna Ray, I hope I'm pronouncing the name the right way, has a Substack essay titled An Era of White-Collar Job Loss, which break down how 30,000 jobs are being cut, but we're kind of taking away the fact that that's 30,000 people that are losing their jobs. It's kind of distancing it almost, saying jobs are cut. Food, utilities, everything. Inflation has skyrocketed with the current administration's tariffs, and people are really feeling it. You can't even afford gas anymore. And don't even get me started on the dating landscape. All of that is very bleak, and I think the holidays are a time to maybe escape that. Go back to the childhood nostalgia you once felt. And that is what I think is happening in 2025, especially. So what are the outcomes on consumers? There are a lot. The biggest one being credit card debt. One of the key trends in the United States in spending habits in 2025 is the increase in credit card use, possibly due to concerns about fees and budgeting. You don't have the money now, but maybe you'll be able to pay it later. Things like Afterpay and Klarna. Oh my God, I hate them because you can't afford the 50 now, but you can do 25 installments of $5.99. Get out of here. And the numbers do not lie. Credit card debt in the United States between 2021 and 2025 has increased exponentially. And I think that these little habits, maybe buying new decorations every year, every time the weather changes 5 degrees, we're gonna get a new haul from Shein, that is leading to these stats. Another outcome, aside from the monetary one, would be the environmental outcome. Now, I don't have any hard research for this part of the video, but we all know that the more you're consuming, the more you create a need for these items. All of this to say, we are slowly killing the planet by consuming more goods, especially during the holiday seasons where brands want us to just buy and buy and buy. Another outcome would be taking away the spirit or the soul of Halloween, Christmas, whatever holiday it may be. Michael Harrington argues in his opinion piece, We Celebrate Capitalism, Not Holidays, that the original true meaning of the holidays in the larger culture seems to have been buried and lost by sales and flashy decorations. Now, in this particular article, he breaks down more Christmas and Easter and maybe some religious holidays, how we're losing a sense of tradition or what's meant to be a time with family and friends. And I would have to agree. I think that feeling the need to spend more every holiday, it just it really does take away. And there's really nothing like when you unbox old decorations. Whatever happened to that? Imagine the new generation of kids, they just remember when their parents went out and got new stuff, and you can't ever look back or remember something from your childhood. I don't know. I think that, like, there's a problem with that. And finally, on a lighter note, I want to look at the ways that maybe we can spend less this year. What can we do instead to still feel like we're having our Gilmore Girls fall? If you're chronically online, you know what that means, unfortunately. And I haven't even watched Gilmore Girls. Okay, so the first two things actually, are food and drink related. First one would be hot drinks, whether you like tea, maybe you like hot chocolate, maybe you like coffee. Whatever it is, I tend to be a coffee gal, although I can't drink too much caffeine or it makes me tweak. Hot drinks really are a good way to get into the season without spending a ton of money. And no, you don't need the Amazon must-have plastic cups or the gadgets and the whisks and the little milk pours. You just need one cup and maybe instant coffee or a tea bag and some milk, which you probably already have. You can make a very good latte on your own. Saying that as a former barista, and you don't need much. The second thing on my list is also food related, like I said, which is baking. I am a huge advocate for brown sugar and maple because I think they're so underhyped, and it makes me so sad because everything's pumpkin. We don't get enough love for the other flavors, or even apple. Why don't we do apple things? It's always that damn pumpkin, and I like it too. I'm guilty, I like pumpkin. But every item, come on, guys. The next thing on my list, which may be my all-time favorite, is local events. Do you have any fall-themed events happening near you that are free or very low price to attend, like apple picking, or there's a pumpkin patch or a hayride? My friends and I actually did that, and it was a lot of fun. The final things have to do with stuff you already own. So bringing out your old decorations year after year, there is really nothing like that, especially if you've had it for a prolonged period. Like there's these little tiny books that I have, and I love them. I brought them out when I was a kid. I still look at them now, and they're really cute, and they make me happy. Every time I see them, it brings back a lot of memories. Bring out your old decorations, try to appreciate them. If some of them are broken, maybe try to fix them or rework them, and it can be an activity. Something I did recently that's a little bit psychotic, I know. I was driving and I saw pine cones on the side of the road. I pulled over, I got a bag, and I collected them because I realized you can clean them in vinegar and water and then bake them. Okay, editing Alex here. I sound kind of crazy in this clip. I'm like, and then you bake them. It's to disinfect the pine cones, and then it takes the sap and all the other crap off. That's why you do that. Okay, back to... I'm just watching this back, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going on about? Put a little bit of essential oil, and then you have I'll put the word here, I forget what it's called, but the stick bundle, or like the scented decor, and you just made your own thing. You don't have to spend any money. If you're in an area that has pine cones, you can do that. Another thing is any produce, you can harvest the seeds just by washing them off, and then you can plant whatever it is. It's like spaghetti squash, butternut squash, or like even apple seeds. And then if you dry them out, put them in an envelope and save them, you can plant them. And then look, you don't have to buy produce. And the final two things are very simple, and I think you can enjoy fall and autumn as a whole. Are fall and autumn? I'll look into that. Are they the same thing? Lighting a candle and watching a movie, or better yet, both at the same time. We always want to buy new candles. I'm victim to this constantly. I always want to buy a new candle, but I have a ton now, and when I light them, it just really brings this like moody vibe of the room, especially if it's raining, and you can just like shut the lights off and maybe put on a horror movie. If it's closer to Halloween, now that that's passed, maybe just something fall related if it's like a crappy Hallmark movie. And this goes for Christmas as well. Any sort of media that can get you in the mood for fall, or just listening to some music, maybe have like a nice playlist as you walk around in the leaves. All of that is much better than run to Walmart, you don't have to run anywhere. All right, and finally, do I think Christmas will be any better? Unfortunately, no.
I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done.
I don't. I'm already seeing the emerging trend of Ralph Lauren Christmas. There's gonna be a video on that, don't worry, which is the most elitist crap. I don't even want to start talking about it. I'm gonna get heated. So stay tuned if you would like to see that or any more of my videos. And Ralph Lauren Christmas is coming for me. Oh. Okay. Oh, what is going on? With that said, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and goodbye.